What's up, you guys? Josh Tongla here. Today, I'm going to talk about manifesting healing using the mirror technique. And when I say healing, I'm not only referring to the physical, because I know people are suffering and are in pain on the mental and emotional level as well. So if you're experiencing any type of pain and desire healing, then keep watching. In case you don't know my story already, several years ago, I suffered from a serious back injury and had a chronic digestive disease pretty much at the same time, which was so overwhelming. And I seriously tried everything to get better. I took a lot of medicine. I changed my diet. I did physical therapy. A bunch of my friends told me to do acupuncture. I did that. But what's crazy is that both of my conditions only got worse. And here's what happened. Long story short, as of today, my back is good and my GERD is completely gone. And my body changed, get this, when my thinking changed. Straight up. So realizing that, put the responsibility back on me instead of doing what I see a lot of people doing, which is blaming their God or scapegoating the devil. See, I eventually understood that I create my reality and that my thoughts manifested those physical problems into my life. And when you think about it, it's actually empowering, because if that's true, then I can change my beliefs and choose a different reality. But don't get me wrong, in the beginning, I've had my share of constantly asking the why me question, thinking life's all unfair. But things changed when I stopped focusing on that and I started asking the what question. What can I do about this? So along those lines, before I get into the technique, I want to say a couple things first. Is it safe to say, at least to some degree, that your body is a product of your thoughts? In other words, does your body speak the language of your mind? You see, there's a connection between the mind and the body where the two are in fact intertwined, and that the law of cause and effect is always happening. Because symptoms don't just show up out of nowhere, you guys. I know people will be like, but I'd never think my body into making it sick. Well, of course you wouldn't. At least not consciously. And here's the thing. We operate from our subconscious mind 95% of the time. So whether or not you consciously want to be sick, it doesn't even matter. What matters is if your subconscious mind is thinking sickly thoughts. As the saying goes, as within, so without. Now, if that's true, which it is, when it comes to healing, then it all starts from where? From the inside out. Healing, you guys, is an inside job. Healing in the body begins by first healing the mind. And what people got to stop doing is to stop putting band-aids on the symptoms they have by just numbing them and trying to get rid of the pain instead of actually giving it a chance to speak. Because where there's pain, your body's trying to tell you something. And another thing, despite all the pain you're experiencing right now, don't let your pain define you. Don't let your pain define you. You are not your pain, okay? You are not your pain. You are more than your pain. And the more you fight it, guess what? The worse it'll get because of the energy you're giving it. Remember, what you resist persists. So stop trying so hard to fight it. That's why it's so important to have a certain mindset in place when doing this technique. It's about creating the feeling. And in this context of what it's like to be a healthy person mentally, emotionally, and physically. And it's not about saying a bunch of empty words in front of a mirror and then boom, you're healed. Nah, dude, it's about feeling the words where you emotionalize your affirmations and begin to vibrate whatever it is that you want, where you embody it, because that's when your reality shifts. Now, here's a general layout of the mirror technique. You go in front of a mirror, and it's best to see your body from the waist up, and you have a good posture with your head up with confidence. And you take in a couple of deep breaths. And then you just relax. You just chill. And then you look deeply into your eyes. And what's been said about the eyes, we've all heard this before, that the eyes are windows to the soul. And then you're going to say your stuff out loud so you can see your lips move and you can hear the words spoken. And yes, you can say things like, I'm healthy, I'm strong, I have a sound mind. Or you say things in the present tense, which is all good and positive, but don't stop there. Because I don't want you getting so caught up in just saying a bunch of affirmations to yourself. But think of this mirror practice as an opportunity to also develop a healthy relationship with yourself. Question, whenever you look into your eyes, do you like the person you see? Do you like the person you see? Because I know some people look into the mirror and have this tendency to always criticize themselves, and folks, that needs to change. That needs to change. I mean, imagine saying the negative things you say to yourself on a regular basis to somebody else. How do you think they'd react? And since everything is energy, And us knowing that our thoughts and our words shape our reality, what makes us think that our negative self-talk will make our bodies respond in a positive way? So here's what you can do. Every time you look into a mirror, say something nice to yourself, for goodness sake. I know you can find something. And I also know that you can find things that you don't like, but don't go there. Intentionally look for something positive about yourself. You can be like, I like your shirt. Or you have a nice smile. I like the way you laugh. Simple things like that. Show some love to yourself. Now, I don't give a rip who you are or how tough you may seem on the surface, but I believe that everyone, deep down, the inner child inside all of us, wants to be loved. And you'll notice that whenever you or someone else is trying to get approval from other people, then okay. If that's what you want, use this time to allow yourself to be loved by you. That's what matters the most anyway. So once you get a little comfortable in your own skin saying the things you like about yourself, now I want you to take it a step further. I want you to look deeply into your eyes, into your soul, and say your name and I love you. So for me, say, Josh, I love you. I love you, Josh. Say your name, not mine, and keep saying it over and over again until you actually begin to feel what you're saying. You could even put your hand on your heart if you want. Sometimes that helps. And then I want you to affirm who you already are. Who you already are. Tell yourself that you are enough. Say, I am enough. I am enough. I am enough. And if you've seen my other mirror technique video on money, you'll notice I'm saying the same thing. Why? You think just because I'm talking about healing that I'm going to change it up dramatically? Let me ask you this. Is love not enough? Love is always enough. Always. It's an identity issue. Always go to the core. Know your value. Know your worth. Fall in love with yourself. Really. You know those parts of your body that you don't like? Or those parts of your body that's experiencing pain? Show love and appreciation for them. Make peace with them. Talk to your body in a positive way and see what happens. Love the pain away. And hey, it's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. Allow yourself to feel. Now, I know talking about love can sound all cliche and cheesy, but here's why it's not, and why it's so important for your health. When you see fear in your world, the brain releases stress hormones and inflammatory agents into the blood, which then negatively affects the growth of your cells and can even cause them to die. Now, on the flip side, when you begin to see love in your world, it causes the brain to release positive chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin into the blood, which then leads to healthy growth. You guys, love heals. Love heals. Yes, you can use this or that technique, but don't forget it's ultimately love that restores and brings about the healing that lasts and doesn't just put another band-aid on symptoms that will eventually come back later. Learn to love yourself unconditionally. Stop looking outside yourself for the solution. All the power you need for anything, including healing, is always found within. Remember who you are. Keep reminding yourself every day, dude, every morning before you start your day, or every night before you head to bed, because then your external world will begin to mirror, and yes, a pun was intended, your internal world, because you will get what you believe. Yeah. Alrighty, guys, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, please like and share it. Hit that subscribe or that follow button wherever you're watching for new videos, and don't forget to register for my free online training on manifestation, where I go in a little more detail on my healing journey. The link's in the description. Like I always say, more's coming. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.